If you manage to do a conversion, however, before that kicks in, then you're not paying nearly as much money on Medicare for the rest of your life.
On today's episode of the Morris Financial Concepts podcast, Tucker Morris is going to tell us about a Roth conversion and how it differs from a 401k or a traditional IRA. Stay tuned. Tucker, can you tell us what a Roth conversion is and how it differs from an IRA or 401k?
So a Roth conversion is where you take a traditional IRA and turn it into a Roth IRA. Now, there's two different kinds of vehicles that you just mentioned. There's a 401k and an IRA. 401ks are through your employer. You can only contribute through them through your employer, through your paychecks. You can't just go put more money in your 401k whenever you want. IRAs, on the other hand, this stands for individual retirement account. So you can put money into them directly anytime you want. There's two flavors of IRAs, traditional and Roth. The traditional IRA is what we call a pre-tax IRA, and the Roth is what we call a post-tax IRA. We'll get more into that later. But a Roth conversion takes a pre-tax IRA and converts it to a post-tax IRA.
I see. So what are the main benefits of a Roth conversion?
So the main benefits of a Roth conversion would be that you're now dealing with a Roth IRA as opposed to a traditional. Now, again, I told you I'd tell you the difference between the two. A pre-tax IRA means that you get to deduct those dollars off your taxes right away, saves you some money right away. And those dollars, just like in the Roth and your 401k, they grow tax-free. But on the back end, when you take that money out, you got to pay tax on it. You got to pay the piper on that. It's taxed at ordinary income rates, which are generally not favorable tax rates. We prefer capital gains or dividend rates. And a Roth IRA, on the other hand, you still have to pay the tax on that money right now, right?
Yeah.
Then it still grows tax-free, but on the back end, you pay zero in taxes. And so the benefit of a Roth conversion is you could take a regular IRA and turn it into a Roth IRA and be done with taxes forever on that money.
How can a Roth conversion help with tax diversification in retirement?
Perfect question. So tax diversification means that you have some pre-tax and some post-tax. And this is what we call sort of regulatory diversification. You don't want to be all post-tax because then you're sort of subject to the regulation on post-tax money. You don't want to be all pre-tax because you want some of the benefits of post-tax. It's better to have both so that you can take advantage of tax savings when you need it right now and tax savings when you don't need it later. That's the benefits of tax diversification, if you will.
So what are some of the tax implications of the Roth conversion?
Tax implications of a Roth conversion can vary. But essentially, what you're going to do is take all the money that you have in that IRA or a portion of that money that you have in IRA and pay the tax on it right here, right now, and convert it to that Roth. The IRA, by the way, can pay its own taxes. Like if you have $10,000 in a traditional IRA, you can convert that entire $10,000, but take $3,000 of it away and immediately give it to the IRS. And now you only have $7,000 in your Roth IRA, but you've already paid the taxes. So you can do that. It's better to pay the taxes outside of it, but that's essentially the tax implication, is that you will pay taxes on whatever is inside of that traditional IRA before it gets converted or as it gets converted.
What about any income limits or other eligibility requirements for the Roth conversion?
So there are no income limits for a Roth conversion. That's the kicker, actually. Here's the thing. There are income limits when contributing to a traditional IRA, okay? And when contributing to a Roth IRA. You can actually not contribute directly to a Roth IRA above a certain level. It's pretty high level. I want to say right now it's above $200,000, but it rises with inflation. So it's a pretty high level. But say you're a high income earner, right? Say you're a real high income earner and you want to contribute to a Roth. Well, you can't. You can't contribute directly to a Roth. You can still, however, contribute to a traditional IRA. You can. But you can't contribute pre-tax dollars to that traditional IRA. So this is what we call a backdoor Roth. Hear me out here. So what we call a backdoor Roth. Let's say you have most of your money, most of your pre-tax money, or all of your pre-tax monies in your 401k sitting over there. You haven't opened up a regular IRA yet. So now your financial advisor says, hey, let's go ahead and open up an IRA. Has no money in it, right? No money in it at all. And then you contribute to that regular IRA. And again, you're making big bucks, so you can't contribute pre-tax dollars. It's not that you're going to get taxed on that money that you put into your traditional IRA. But then you do the trick and you convert it. Remember, there's no income limits on the Roth conversion. So you take the money that's in that traditional IRA, which is already post-tax money, and you just move it into a Roth IRA. And now you have a Roth IRA. It's called a backdoor Roth. We do it for our clients all the time. It's a fantastic maneuver. And it helps build a Roth IRA even for those with lots of income.
Are you doing this all at once, or you can do it periodically, like pieces
Well,
of it?
with a backdoor Roth IRA, you do it all at once. With if you already have money in an IRA account and you can't move it anywhere else, then you're going to want to do it piece by piece. You don't necessarily want to do it all at once, because then it's going to pop you up into a really high tax bracket. You're going to pay way more tax on that money than you need to.
Oh,
so if you already have money in an IRA that's already pre-tax money and you make big bucks, don't do that contribute conversion thing. Don't do it. It's just going to complicate your process. Then what you do is you try to convert at the lowest tax rate possible to get it into your Roth IRA.
What other timing consequences are there when you want to try this Roth conversion?
Well, so there's there's good timing consequences in that if you knock out this Roth conversion before you hit your early 70s, early to mid 70s now, 72 to 75, then it's very good for you, because what that means is that you will not need to take required minimum distributions from your traditional IRA. Roth IRAs, you do not have to take any distributions from forever and ever. Other timing considerations, however, let's say you wanted to pay the tax directly from the IRA. You have $200,000 in that IRA, and you want to convert 100% of it to the Roth IRA, but you don't have the extra money to pay for those taxes on the outside. You're going to have to pay those taxes from within. Well, that means you're going to have to sell some stock, right, or some bonds. Yes, and what if the market crashes? Right. So there's where timing could come into it a little bit. Now, traditionally, what I've said is, again, if you can pay those taxes outside, you can just convert everything without selling anything. Yes. Right. But if you need to pay the taxes from within the IRA itself, then you're going to need to sell some cash and give it to the feds and the state.
So what about other market conditions? How do different market conditions affect the timing of this to make it as most effective?
So that really is the same question here. It's the market conditions really do say if the market drops and you need to sell something in the IRA, just wait if you can for the market to recover, so that you don't have to sell low. This is an optional thing that you're doing. It's a strategic thing. Therefore, you can time it. Timing it correctly is important. So if the market just took a hit and you need to sell something within your IRA to do the conversion properly, just wait. However, if you don't need to sell anything, market conditions don't matter at all. If you can pay the taxes on the outside, from outside of the vehicle itself, so say you converted 200,000, let's say the tax on that's 60 grand. If you have 60 grand lying around for that 200,000 and you can use it, just convert that entire 200,000. Now you have 200,000 sitting in your Roth IRA. The Fed has $60,000, and you're good to go.
What's the impact of Roth conversion on Social Security and Medicare?
This is a great question. So let's go back to the required minimum distributions. When you are between the ages of 72 to 75, and I say between because it's no longer a fixed number because of the Secure Act 2.0, you're going to have to start taking money out of your IRA. All right. This will increase your income that the feds look at, and in particular that Medicare and Social Security look at. It increases your income, and therefore you're now in a higher Medicare bracket and are paying more for Medicare than you did before. By the way, you're getting the exact same Medicare. right? It's not like, oh man, I went from paying $150 a month of Medicare to $300 of Medicare. I should get twice as good insurance. No, you get the same exact insurance as you did before. You're just paying more for it.
Mm.
So if you manage to do a conversion, however, before that kicks in, then you're not paying nearly as much money on Medicare for the rest of your life.
Wow. Are there any other strategies to minimize the tax burden on the Roth conversion?
How do you minimize taxes on a Roth conversion? The best way to do it is to take advantage of the tax brackets. So right now, for instance, the 24% tax bracket for a married couple ends at around $320,000 or so, I want to say. I need to Google the number exactly. Let's say you make $250,000 a year, so you're still in the 24% tax bracket, but you want to, and you don't want to pay more than 24% on any of your money. I mean, why bother with that? So what you can do, let's see, you have that $200,000 Roth or regular IRA I was talking about. You can take $50,000 of that regular IRA and convert it now to a Roth. You can leave the other $150,000 right where it's at, but that only takes you up to $300,000 in tax of income. You're good. You're still only paying 24% on that money, and that's really the key with Roth IRAs. Is you want to pay as little tax as possible right now, because you never have to pay tax on that money again. Often they tell young people, hey guys, while you're making very little money, put as much as you possibly can into those Roths, because you're only paying 10 to 12% taxes, if that, on that money, right? And then you'll never have to pay tax on that money ever again, as opposed to, say, a cardiologist who's making $800,000 a year or whatever. They're going to have to pay 37% on that money, right? That's the highest tax bracket that there is right now.
37%. I didn't know that.
Yeah. It actually dropped. The Trump tax era took it down from 39.6 to 37. That's scheduled to be sunset next year. We'll see what happens.
So why is it important to have a long-term plan or possibly a financial advisor when you're considering this Roth conversion?
So the long-term plan and the financial advisor come in because these conversions are complicated, as you can probably already tell. Financial advisors, they know the ins and outs of this thing. They can help figure out, okay, here's what your income is. Here's what your taxable income is. Here's how much we can convert each year to get everything over. Or do we even need to do a conversion at all? And so that's where your financial advisor come in, and that conversion will be a part of your long-term plan. For instance, Roths are actually great estate vehicles right now. A Roth IRA is a fantastic estate vehicle. If you leave your heirs a huge retirement account, then they actually have to withdraw that entire retirement account in 10 years. And if that retirement account is taxable, they have to put up with those taxes.
Oh.
If you convert all that money to a Roth, however, your heirs pay no tax at all on that thing. So they're actually great estate vehicles. Again, coming back to long-term planning. Maybe estate planning is in your future and you're thinking, oh man, I don't want to have my heirs to have to deal with a complicated tax burden. Boom. Convert to a Roth, no tax burden at all.
Well, Tucker, this is a very interesting topic. I think it's going to help a lot of people who might have not even known this exists or people who are considering it. Thanks for being on the show and looking forward to having you back.
Thanks, Richie.